Welcome everyone. Here we are this morning. We're going to catch up with the classic judge all the way from Barcaldine, Queensland, Sean Dillon. Morning, Sean.
Morning, Brett. How are you?
Yeah, very well. 2.5 weeks, and the first whip will fall in the Tamworth Arena. It's an amazing concept that, we're 14 years into it now, and it's getting stronger and stronger. Looking at 400 runs in the Classic, and you're the man that holds the whip this year. Exciting to be a part of.
Oh, it is. It's like whether it's a small maiden out the back of nowhere or the Nutrien Classic. It's a terrific honour to be asked to judge, and I think probably one of the bigger challenges that I've had to face as a judge maybe this particular event. It's 400 aged event horses. It's not like judging 400 open horses somewhere. So you're going to, in that respect, it's a little bit different and over 3 rounds. And but we're very fortunate, of course, to have the complex and the setup we've got down there to get through it. So really looking forward to it.
So this is pretty much our magic millions of camp drafting. So people go and purchase a horse. It's an aged event. It's just such a wonderful concept that has grown into what it is today. Such a privilege for the Nutrien team to have a judge of your calibre, having judged the Australian Open at Paradise Lagoons, which is right up there, the Open Camp Draft at the national finals for the ACA. It's one of your, strong points is our animal welfare and stuff like that. What are your views on, what do people expect when they ride into the yard and you're out the front with the whip? Some things that, you're really going to be focusing on.
Yeah, well, we're as always, we're blessed at the Nutrien Classic to have some wonderful stock, and the Knight family and Tom Armitage and Elliston providing some really high quality cattle, and the team at Martins bring them in and do a really good job getting them to us in as better or as good a condition as they can. And I guess it's incumbent on us, if we want to see a good event, that we continue that, that we handle them steadily. One of my pet hates is people trotting through cattle. I think if we approach our cattle and walk through them, I think that's fine. I think it actually keeps the cattle from getting stale. I think the interaction with other animals and moving them isn't detrimental to them, but we don't want people trotting through them. And I think essentially the key to any good camp draft is if the competitors leave the cutout in as good a condition as they find it, whether you're 1 or 391, everyone gets a fair crack at the whip, whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 8:30 at night. There's things we can't change, like the climate and the weather, but we can mitigate, but we can affect the cattle in the yard. And if they're contented and standing, relatively comfortably, and they will be, because the people that are responsible for handling them in the backyards do a fantastic job every year there. And we all know that those vendors or donors, will continue to bring the best cattle they can to us. So I think if we can look after them, we can pretty well guarantee everyone, wherever they are in the draw on day 1 or 2, a fair crack at it.
Well, it's such an exciting event, and just going, sidetracking a little bit. It's been a big thing in the last 20 years of your life to help formalise the judging and the competition and everything Australia wide, whether you're drafting in Victoria, in the GCA or in the ACA in the Northern Territory, that everyone's on the same wavelength, same playing field. And would you like to talk a little more on that for everyone out there? That it's like I said, it's been a big part of your last 20 years.
Yeah, it has. It's been really rewarding to be able to talk with competitors and judges, both informally and formally, from below Perth in Western Australia to into the Northern Territory, and then a couple down in Victoria, and I think everybody grows from it. The cross pollination's the phrase I use. The style of drafting is different, but the end goal's not. It's still to cut one beast out and put it round two pegs and through the middle. It sounds relatively simple, but when you're chasing, 18 to 20-month-old Friesians in southern Victoria or an 18-month-old Brahman calf in Northern Territory, there's totally different styles of going about it. But one thing we can have consistent is the rules. And I think that the good work of people coming to this a long time before me to build that foundation has certainly been developed by a lot of good people and a lot of good friends of mine in different parts of the country over the last, 2 decades that I've been involved with that at that level. And I think it really shines when you come to an event like the Nutrien Classic, where people don't have to wonder about how the judge is going to interpret the rules. I'm sure there'll be all manner of debate about some of the scores that I may give, because that's the beauty of our sport. It is subjective, and there is a degree of opinion. But when it comes to things like the line of the gate rule or doubling a peg, it doesn't matter what sport or what part of our sport you normally participate in. Those rules are consistent, and there's no learning of the rules, so to speak, on the run. So it is really good. The Nutrien Classic's isn't affiliated. It's for all of us to turn up and have a good time at. But that consistent rule application that the National Camp Draft Council's been able to develop certainly does help this event when we truly are coming from everywhere. There'll be at least 5 states with riders and horses represented, at least, that I can think of. So for them to just turn up and know that the rules are going to be the same as they are at home is something that I guess it has been pleasing to be able to be a part of that. And we'll talk to everybody after the final about whether the scores are consistent with what they see at home, but certainly we know the rules will be.
And another thing, the prize money this year for the Classic is just skyrocketed. The team just can continue to thrive in their ideas and backing their concept. The money now that's on offer, it's just a huge event that is anyone ever going to see them slow down? Where could it end up?
Yeah, I think it's reflective of that the team at Nutrien are putting back in, because the vendors turn up with high quality horses and are continually striving to improve the draft of horses, and the purchasers turn up and reward that with opening the checkbooks. So how high is the limit? I guess from a judge's point of view, I reinforce to people that it doesn't matter to me whether it's a maiden drafted alpha or the Nutrien Classic. I treat every competitor with the same respect, and the scoring pattern I give will be the same. So I certainly put to one side the value of the draft. Only time things like that might you even consider it is just to make sure that you are fair on everybody, because it is a big competition. But I think it's important that judges are fair on everybody, whether it's a big or a small competition. But it certainly does heighten the expectation, and that judges will be balanced and fair and turn up on time and all the little things, and those little things that they've been putting into their horses for the last 2 years of prepping them, or 6 months, or however long they've had the horses to get ready. But I mean, realistically, a 5-year-old horse has had 3 years worth of work go into it through various sources, some of which you've paid for. Those competitors and owners of those horses are entitled to expect the judges, going to be on the ball and fresh and ready to apply a scoring pattern and the rules to every run as consistently as they can. And I think that's going to be key towards, as much as seeing a good draft of horses turn up and good cattle. If the judging's fair and consistent, then people are going to invest with confidence at the 21 sale, ready for the 22 Classic.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We've had it straight from the judge's mouth. We, like I said, 2.5 weeks, we'll see the first whip fall, and we'll be in for a great Classic and challenge lead up into the 2021 sale. Sean, thanks for your time this morning, and we look forward to seeing you in Tamworth.
Good on you, Brett. Thank you. Can't wait.